So I assume this walkway here used to cross this river, because there it is over there, along with a couple of random cows. So if you couldn't tell already, we are in Cuenca. So let's talk about why we're here. Hey, we're back.
Hey.
So like I said previously, we are in Cuenca, and we want to talk about the differences in Cuenca and Salinas.
Well, first, let's start off. We are here because we are celebrating our anniversary.
Yep.
It's been 26 years.
That's right.
And we decided to come to Cuenca just to celebrate and to look around and to get a change of scenery.
Yeah, a little change of weather.
It's nice.
Yeah,
it really is.
So like LaShawn said, it's 26 years for us. Here in Cuenca, one thing we noticed immediately is how much there are just people just everywhere, just walking around, just enjoying life. They'll be on a bike, skateboarding, at a park. There's parks everywhere. There's so many parks here, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, just like the freedom of people just kind of walking around here and not necessarily not having a care in the world, but in comparison to where we came from, it does seem like that.
Yeah, it's similar to Panama City. One of the things I really like is seeing all the greenery.
Yeah.
The greenery is beautiful. And of course, our allergies are kicking in.
Yeah. I haven't had to deal with allergies for 2 years, except for when we were in Paris. But yeah, I noticed, halfway here, like up the mountains, my allergies started bothering me. I thought maybe it was altitude at first. But after like a day, it was definitely my allergies, and they've been kind of going haywire a little bit. Today is a little better than the last 2 days. But, okay, so we moved a little bit. We're facing the sun, but the shadows aren't being cast on us quite as much right here. But yeah, like we were saying, our allergies have been acting up a bit since we've been here in Cuenca. But otherwise, the other issue is, of course, the altitude.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it was when I came the first time.
Yeah.
I can walk around without feeling like I'm out of breath, but walking upstairs, which there are a lot of buildings and stairs here.
And hills, of course.
Yes, and I get winded.
Yeah. So if you do have, and a lot of people already know this, but if you have like blood pressure issues, cardio issues, you're just kind of out of shape, walking around Cuenca might be an issue. Especially if you're going to be climbing if you're on a flat plane anywhere, you're probably fine. As soon as you start going uphill or upstairs, you're going to feel it.
Definitely.
And even I'm in pretty decent shape. And when we go up to the apartment we're staying in, it's on the 4th floor, and I have to kind of catch my breath for a second.
Okay, so with that, we were staying at an Airbnb.
Yeah, that's a whole other story.
That didn't work out as well, and luckily, we're so happy that LaRahna was able to host us, and we're very grateful for that. And it's been great. She's been very helpful, and her hospitality is
top notch.
Top notch.
Yeah, top notch.
I promise you they didn't.
LaRahna has made us a snack.
Because everybody needs snacks.
We all need snacks.
You need snacks. You need snacks. And hydration.
And hydration.
So I'll put a link to LaRahna's organization up here in the description also. Like we're saying, the altitude is definitely an issue, but we've adapted, I think, pretty good. You gotta stay hydrated.
Definitely.
And we've gotten pretty decent. We didn't really come here to do a lot of tourism.
No, we've done that.
Yeah,
we just came for a different
Yeah.
scenic route. Like,
Yeah. Want to look around, and it is very different from Santa Elena. Let's just talk about real quick, like public transit.
everywhere.
It's everywhere, and they have a tram like kind of in the middle of the city, but the buses. One major difference is the buses here all pretty much look the same. In Santa Elena, it's like
Oh yeah,
it's
you
like
have.
grab bag. All the buses are different. It's kind of crazy, and I'm not trying to knock Santa Elena because we use the bus system there all the time.
Yeah.
But it is a lot more organized here. They have
The Move It.
the Move It app. They have like a centralized system for the transit, and you get your transit card. You pay with a little card, and you get it. They have little places everywhere where you recharge your cards and all that. And there's a separate system for the little train, but it's really easy. You charge your car. I think a bus ride is like 32 cents or
I have no
37 cents,
idea.
something like whatever it is. It's really affordable, and they have bus stops, which we don't really see a lot of in Salinas. There's bus stops. There's just a lot of buses, and it seems like it's a lot more organized when it comes to public transit.
And they also have a taxi app.
A few. I saw 3.
Oh, you saw 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, where you can contact the taxi through an app.
Yeah.
The one thing we found that we could not use our cedula. We couldn't put the cedula number in there, but you can still get the taxi to come pick you up and just pay with cash.
Yeah. And that was the Azu Taxi app. There's Cuenca Taxi, and there's another one. There's probably another one. But
It's like 2 or 3,
Yeah.
like you said.
it does make it really convenient when it comes to getting a taxi because there are no Ubers here,
No.
which I don't know. I was expecting it for whatever reason because there are Ubers in
Quito.
Guayaquil and Quito,
Yeah.
but not here. So yeah, I get here and I pull up Uber and it's like nothing. Oh man, okay, we got to figure this out. But it is still easy to get around. The city itself, it's big enough to feel really big, but small enough to get around pretty easy.
Okay, we had to move again.
The sun was getting a little hot. Where were we?
You met the 2 ladies
Oh, yeah.
and Eagle fans. So, yeah, one of them, she's been to Cuenca quite a few times, and she's traveled how many continents?
Oh, she's at 40-something countries. Yeah.
Countries. Yeah. So she's a world traveler.
Yeah.
We're trying to
I'll
get
throw a
where
picture of it.
we're trying to get where she's at.
Yeah. She was here with her cousin, and they like to travel together. So other differences. One major one is that you can actually drink the water here. That sounds crazy, right? But it feels odd. It feels odd when people say that because we still won't drink the water. Just because we're so used to not drinking tap water. And I don't know, if you're here long enough, you'll probably get used to it and start drinking. Because our friend LaRahna, she drinks the water. But
We're not there yet.
we're not there yet. But apparently Cuenca does have like a world-class water filtration system and sewage system. So the water is safe to drink here. Now, I don't know how far that extends, but in the city area, yes, it's safe. So as far as scenery, of course, there's the mountains, but there's a lot of, well, I don't even know if there's a lot of rivers, but it seems like we're always passing a river somewhere. So I don't know if we're passing over the same 1, 2, or 3 times, but I know there's more than one. And there's public parks literally everywhere. We're standing in one right now. So as far as differences go with Salinas, of course Salinas has the beach, but Salinas is like really brown most of the time because it's really dry.
And
this place is green, so it is really nice to see this
Green
There's green
leaves on
everywhere.
the trees, grass.
little hummingbirds just randomly flying around. It's really cool. So another thing is food. We know that food in Ecuador is affordable. It seems, for whatever reason, I could be wrong, that you get bigger portions here in Cuenca for the same amount of money. because I've had some meals here since we've been here and the first time we came. And now I'm thinking about it, like the portion I get is massive for the amount of money I'm spending.
Now there are some more expensive restaurants.
Oh,
here if you
absolutely. Now
choose
don't
to.
get me wrong. There are some more expensive restaurants here, but as far as like that those affordable Ecuadorian dishes, it seems like you get really huge portions here. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's just anecdotal, but whatever. I think it's true. We really like Cuenca from what we've seen of it. We understand why people like to live here. It does get cool. So if the cool weather is an issue for you, then that might be a negative. But right now it's beautiful. Right now it's beautiful.
It's like spring weather.
Yeah.
For us, like it would be in the U.S. So
Yeah.
It's awesome. So we're going to answer some of the questions that came up on our last video. So we got a couple questions. Sally G77 asked us, what about Cotacachi? Cotacachi is a small town, like she said, plus it's too cold. We're not looking for where we got to have a wood stove or a fireplace to keep warm.
And it's a smaller community, which ordinarily, we don't necessarily mind being in a smaller community, but we've been living in a smaller city for the last 2 years. So, we know what that's all about. And I don't know, Cotacachi just doesn't scratch the itch for us.
Doesn't
so
appeal.
to speak.
Okay, so Pedro Blanco 8311, he wants to know what changed. Are we tired of the beach life? And did anything happen? Nothing happened. As the reason why we want to possibly leave Salinas. Beach life, well, we're not beach people. Even though the beach is across the street, we're not hanging out on the beach. That's just not my cup of tea. Now, the views are beautiful, but I don't need the view. I feel like I have more of a green thumb, and Salinas doesn't have a lot of that greenery like we talked about earlier, and my flowers are not doing that well. It takes a lot of water, and then there's a lot of humidity, so it can my flowers are kind of don't know what they want to do, because either I'm giving it too much water because of the humidity, and overnight that water sits, it can get waterlogged because it's not drying out. So I'm kind of confused about how I can keep them and living and growing and prospering. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do have a lot of plants. So
as far as, like you said, did anything happen? No. Beach life, it's cool. It's just not our cup of tea. We like it. We like the views. I don't know if anything really changed, other than we're just exploring options as far as like housing and cost. And is it still cost effective for us to live on the coast? With our budget.
I mean, I think it's cost effective.
Yeah.
But the one thing I will say for me is the holidays, being near the Malecon, it can get really, really busy, and the grocery stores get busy. So I'm an introvert, and I don't like being around a lot of people. He's not like that.
Yeah.
It gives me anxiety, so that is something I have to look at a lot.
Yeah.
And
think about it. Yeah.
I don't want to do that anymore. Does it bother me? No, but I just feel like I like a more slow, quiet pace. Okay, so next was Mecca Makeba. I'm sorry if I'm messing that up. Makeba. He or she said full-time world traveler or looking to be in the 90-day visa. also similar to a digital nomad. No.
No.
I don't want to constantly pack up and move to a different country. I like to just be stationary.
We like to have a base.
Yeah, base. And that base allows us to go to different places and come back.
Right.
And regroup.
And because we really don't like packing stuff and moving. And, you know, if it's the digital nomad thing, definitely doesn't work for us because we don't want to have a work schedule. You know, our schedule is making videos and doing whatever else we want to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to be beholden to a boss somewhere. So, you know, that's works for someone else, that's fine. It's just not what we want to do.
No, because I don't want to schedule. Dennis White 6779 asked about Steve and his chickens. So I'll let him answer that question.
Well, yeah, that would be ideal. I would want some chickens. I actually started looking at quails too because they take up a lot less space and easier to take care of, less noisy. So that would be ideal. We would love a place where I could live out that small dream.
Yeah,
Along with an aquaponics setup, I want some fish and plants. So that's something else to think about.
Yeah, he's been wanting that for a long time.
The chickens have been for years, honestly.
For years. I don't know about a rooster crowing at 4 o'clock in the morning, but we'll see. KB484 was talking about relocating to Cuenca. Yes, Cuenca is a great location if you're deciding to move from, I think you said California to Cuenca. Yes, Cuenca is a nice place. It has just about everything you want. You can have the metropolitan city feel in the center, or you can have the kind of rural
Yeah, you can
feeling.
have the rural feeling if you live a little bit further out. You have the suburbs. It kind of checks a lot of boxes, and we see why people move to Cuenca. It really does check a lot of boxes.
Okay, and Edward DB4ZT asked about Baños.
No.
Okay.
Baños is really like a tourist town, and we live in a tourist town, and Baños is like a tourist town times 2, and it's like wet and cold, and it wouldn't work for us because none of the activities that people normally do in Baños, other than maybe the spas like the springs or whatever, none of that stuff is anything that we would do. Like, we're not bungee jumping, we're not doing none of that stuff. So whitewater rafting, like we're not doing any of that. So no, that wouldn't work for us at all.
Yeah, we have a boring life, so
Yeah, we like it that way.
So we just wanted to answer some of those questions. I know we answered some of those in the comments, but we wanted to include those in this video because we are in Cuenca, and like we said, we're looking around, but we're also enjoying our anniversary. And we're enjoying this beautiful weather. So we're so happy that we haven't had any rain since we've been here. We do know people that have visited, and when they got here, they had a lot of rain. That was not the case. So it's been great. We've enjoyed it.
Just stay tuned. We'll have whatever content coming.
All right. See you later. Bye.